Okay, this week we're going to venture into creating stairs and handrails and ramps, things like that. Stairs are a complex feature in any building, okay, because you got multiple dimensions and every step they change a level, but there's very high tolerance on the construction of stairs. And for Revit to, create them automatically, it's a pretty complex piece of programming. And it does a pretty good job of it until you start dealing with, intricacies. And, I've read where often, architects or designers or whatever will use the stair tool to do the most of the work, and then they just go ahead and build their own stairs by hand. They just create them all. So wherever you end up working at, that will determine how you do things. Well, to build stairs, okay, so I just opened up a new architectural template. And here on the architecture tab, we've got stair. So you'll open that. And you have three options to create here. You've got the run, which is the horizontal distance or length of the stairs. Okay, you've got a landing where you can create landings between levels, and then supports. A lot of times in residential stuff, you won't be dealing with the support, but on a commercial design, you more than likely will. And then within the options for run, you've got a straight run of stairs, a full step spiral, a center end spiral, which is a partial circle. And then you've got winders here, an L shape and a U shape winder. And then you can sketch your own shape. Okay, so for right now, we'll go run and straight. And we'll look over here in our options here. You can choose, center, left, and right. And when we're talking about the exterior supports, that's the stringers that, hold up the treads and the risers. The run will be the edge of the treads. So for right now, let's just leave it on center. The offset will offset the stair, left or right of your line that you sketch. Okay, now, I mean, it'll do it. I'm not real sure why, but it'll do it. Okay. The actual run width, okay, that's how wide your stairs are going to be. So we'll leave it at 3 feet. And automatic landing, you turn this on, you turn it off, and it will create a landing between two runs of stairs. Okay, and I'll demonstrate that as we go through it. Okay, so the different stair families that comes loaded in Revit, you've got an assembled stair, which it's not necessarily a wood stair like you would think of in residential construction. It's more of a steel stairway for a commercial, but it looks like a residential one. So we're going to deal with residential stairs in the 1129 class, so you don't have to worry too much about that right now. You've got a cast in place concrete monolithic stair, and you've got a precast stair. And you can certainly, play with all three of these and put a section through them so that you can see what they look like. But for right now, we'll go with an assembled stair. And of course, the bottom of the stair, the top of the stair, any offsets you may have, okay? And the desired stair height is based on your levels. Okay, and so if I wanted some height not from level to level, I could come in here and say top level is none, and then I could, I could put in whatever height I want my stair to be. But for now, we'll leave it at level 2. Okay, desired number of risers. All of this information right here comes from the stair calculation that's in that stair family. And I'm not going to go into how to edit those things here in this class, but you can adjust the rules for minimum and maximum riser height and minimum maximum tread depth, okay? And that's basically you would edit the type for the stair to adjust those rules. Okay, so let's place a stair. So we got our command. So you click once with your mouse and you start dragging across. Let me zoom in on that. Okay, and so you can see it gives you a distance where your cursor is, and it snaps based on tread size, okay? And it gives you the note there at the bottom of how many risers have been created and how many are remaining. Okay, and so if you drag out to the end, you can certainly do that and click, or you can go beyond it, and you see it won't continue drawing treads. Okay, so you can just click outside there. You can also rotate and specify an angle, okay? You can type in a distance if you want. So let's just drag it out in and place that. Okay, so there's our stair, and it tells us the number of risers. The directional arrow here is up. So when you're doing a stair, the first place you click is the lower level. If you want to flip it, you have a flip command right here. You can flip the up direction. Okay. Railing, let's look at, while we're still in the stair command, okay, so we can go to railing, and we can choose the type of railing, which the default is whatever's built into the family. And you can choose a different type of railing here, okay, or you can say none. So I'm just going to leave it on default. And the position of it can be based on either treads or stringer. And you basically just have to play with it and see what the differences are. So we'll say okay. And we'll go our green checkbox there. And that creates our stair. So this is the level 1 down here, and it's going up to level 2. Where it crosses through the cut plane for level 1, that's where this break line is at. So we're at like 4 feet or 4'6", something like that. Everything else is a hidden line because that's, excuse me, that's above the cut plane and, look at the subfloor. So if we go to level 2, now we see our down arrow and the entire stair is visible because we're at level 2 looking down to level 1. All right, so let's go to a 3D view. And so here you can see, you can see the stair, the risers, the tread, the stringers, the way that this thing is manufactured or built, and the handrails. You notice in this one, the handrails are inside of the stringers, okay? And so if we were to put, let's put a section view through here so you can see what the construction looks like. Okay, and so you can see the thickness of the risers are very thin. Thickness of the treads are kind of thick, and that's how it really looks more like a commercial steel stair than it does a residential stair. But that's a section through there. Let's put a section through here. I want to flip that and pull the limits back. So we basically got one tread there. Okay, so there's a tread, there's a riser, there's the tread behind it, and there's the stringers and the handrails. Okay, so that's pretty much how to do a stair. Okay, now if we were going to include a landing, and let's move over here, get a little more room, and let's go stair again, and we'll keep everything as we've got it there. And I'm going to drag out, No, we'll go half the run, so that would be 9 risers. And so I'll click there. And now I want to move over, let's say 3 feet. And I'll click again and drag straight down. My location line is what messed me up on this. All right, so let's go back and do it again. Run there, and let's change this to, we can go run right or exterior support right, either one, since we're going to make a right-hand turn. Now I don't have to go over 3 feet. If I wanted a little bit more space for a landing, I could go over, you know, we'll say a foot. Then I'll come down and create the rest of my stairs. Come on, mouse. There we go. My 3D mouse is a little wonky this morning here. And you can see there's, you know, little problems with the way that they join stringers on that. There's some issues with this, the stringer doesn't go all the way to the end of the tread. There is ways to edit and modify the way the stringers are dealt with though. Okay, so I'm going to pause this video and then we'll come back and we'll do a stair by sketching. Now, one thing to remember on stairs is that they do not create a hole in your upper level floors. So you could draw a stair from level 1 to level 2 and there would not be a hole in level 2. You have to create the hole manually for the stairs to go through.